So, Basil, I'm starting my New Year's resolution January 1st.
And what is that?
Abs by May. Or, if I don't have abs by May, liposuction by March.
You can't afford to do either. But okay.
Anyway.
Let's start the show.
You're now tuning into CodenameZ.
And welcome back, everyone. This is our New Year episode.
I was going to think of a New Year's song, but I don't know the New Year's song.
Should old acquaintance
I'll be forgotten.
I like how none of us know the lyrics.
Not at all. I have not a clue.
Oh my gosh, but
welcome.
I'm Tyrone.
Oh, I was going to say welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
All my listeners in the New Zealands and the Mexicos and
the Mexicos and the New Zealands,
the Mexicos, the Australias, the North Poles, the South Poles. Hello, everyone.
What's up, Santa? That was too much. Anyway, so
go ahead. What's your name?
I'm Tyrone,
and I am Basil,
and welcome to CodenameZ,
the podcast.
Okay, so Basil, what are we talking about today?
I don't know.
You got. Oh my gosh. But I know a lot of people are probably going to be going out this New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So probably going to be eating out.
Yeah, having some
restaurants,
good meals and whatnot. So I know when it comes to eating out, you have had certain issues that you wanted to discuss.
Eating food, let's say it like that, because that just sounds really
sorry. When it comes to the eating out,
well, both. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, sorry, I did not mean that. Are you like our new sound effect? It's kind of low though.
Good enough. We're not doing
when you see
this.
these dogs in your front yard, just know upstairs I'm going hard. What do you want to tell Joe Biden now? Sorry.
I can't stand that damn thing. I'm so sick of hearing.
What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Ew.
All right, let me stop. Let's get on to what we're talking about.
So we're talking about tipping.
Woo!
Tipping.
I still don't know the song that you're referring to.
You should really know the song. Okay, never mind.
What song? Sorry, I just ate a. If you heard that crunch, that was me eating a candy cane.
Oh. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about tipping. So now, can we
try to bite it slow?
Horrible show. This is what the people pay to see. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, let's go.
Unprofessional. Anyway,
I know not you not talking. We was slurping up a storm last one. First one, that doesn't drinking water and all that, eating whatever he was eating that last time, food,
gummies or something.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, so yes, we're talking about tipping. Stay on topic.
Right, okay.
Jesus. God, this is a multi-million-dollar production.
It is.
So, we're talking about tipping. So, I have some opinions on tipping. So, before I get to my opinions on tipping, do you tip?
Yeah, I tip.
How much do you tip typically?
About
30 my joke. Okay.
to 55 cents.
I was going to say, because now they're going to 30 or 50 for a second. No, you don't. I've been with you to the stores.
Good
night.
I really don't know. Okay, what I will say is I have become a better tipper.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I never really thought of tipping being a significant part of waiters and waitresses' income. I always thought it was like me just leaving a little extra something. So I would leave like $1. Like, I already paid for my food, but when I found out that some of them actually make below minimum wage,
most of them,
most of them do, and most of their money comes from tips, I started to increase my tips. But I don't know; it depends, like
on the service.
On the service, what we got. I don't know. And oftentimes when I go out to eat, I'm in a group, so like we would probably all just leave a little something. Like we each leave like $5 or a few dollars, and it just adds up. But I don't know. Ow! Okay, my elbow.
You break everything, please.
But how about you?
So, I got my tipping habits from my grandma at one point, and then I kind of like
what were those habits?
$5, and that was it.
Oh, that's not bad.
But that was for everything. Like, it didn't really matter what my grandma, she was good for a $5. There's your tip. That's it. And as she's gotten older, it gets even less.
Oh,
I have to I have to be like, Grandma, you can't just give them $2. Like, this is a
Why not?
This is a $25 order. You can't just give $2 and be like,
why not?
Why can't?
The
but
places need to pay more. That is a thing. Like,
don't get into my gig. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But so I typically tip. You know, I try to do the whole 20% thing, but I'm also not a calculator person. Like, listen, whatever I have in this wallet is what you're gonna get.
Right.
Okay. It's not. I love when they put a little tip down there for me, so I know. I'm like, oh, 20% is $5.82. Great, your tip is $5.82. Right. Like, I'm not about to sit here, but I know some people who go a little overboard. You know, I have a friend who goes very overboard when it comes to tipping, and I'm like, girl, we're not gonna do this. Right. But I remember I have my mom who gave the Uber driver a $20 tip that time. And I'm like, $20. That's a nice thing. You know?
That was really nice, but I'm like, $20. She was just on vacation and happy, that's all. You know how when you be on vacation, you just be extra happy.
Yeah.
You just start tipping.
Oh, you're just dropping stuff. Oh, my goodness. Oh, okay. He left. So, hello, guys. Welcome back to my podcast by myself. But anyway, so, I typically do tip. I didn't know for a while that tipping, I didn't know for a while that a lot of people like didn't get paid as much.
Right.
So a lot of times same thing. I always thought like, okay, just a tip is like just me being nice because you gave good service. Right. When I found out like a lot of places, even when I was like leaving school, I was gonna be like work as like a waiter or whatever just to have like a little weekend job, and I saw what they were getting paid, and it was like $2 something an hour, and I'm like,
ridiculous.
Ooh, you have to tip. Right. However, I'll say it like this: I don't like tipping.
I mean, I don't think anyone likes it.
Because sometimes, when you think of like how much how much you're already giving, and it's like, this order is already $52. I gotta give you an extra $7. Like, I don't want to. Or like sometimes I think tipping, I think only needs to really be like sit down restaurants. Like, I mean, do you tip at a bar when you go like when we go to Woody's? Do you leave tip?
Yeah.
See, I don't.
I always tip it. You don't tip at bars?
I don't know. Now you just made me a vodka cranberry. You put vodka and cranberry together. I'm not about to. You didn't do anything amazing to me. Like you just.
But I mean, it's the same concept with waiters. They don't get paid much either. Most of their tips, they probably even get paid less than waiters.
Probably.
And most of their tips.
Yikes.
And I mean, they just put it right in the card. It's always at the bottom. Just whatever tip.
Yeah, I just put 0 on.
Oh, not the tip master leaving out the bartenders.
I have. Yikes. Or like I don't know. I think tipping's like maybe it's like a sit down restaurant, or like if you get like Uber Eats or whatever.
Right.
Even then, sometimes Uber Eats don't get the biggest tip because I'm like, you're already taking taxes.
No, yeah, Uber. I'm sorry, I be doing them drivers dirty because Uber shouldn't have been charging me $10 already to get this stuff delivered.
I'll put in my order. I'm like, oh, my order's only $20, and it's like, oh, taxes, fees, and other, and it's like $27. I'm like,
right.
Then when'd you get the $27? Then it's like, would you like to leave a $5 tip? No, now I don't want to.
They get $2. I'm sorry.
Like now I don't want to. No. But also, what? Something else I thought about too, because I see a lot of things about people who are like, oh, like if like Uber Eats drivers are like, if you're not tipping well enough, I'm just gonna leave your order there. Because some people do tipping.
I don't understand.
I don't get. Some people do tip in cash, which is a thing. Like my mom is a big fan of like doing the like tipping in cash, so you can just give it to you right up, like straight out.
Right.
But I also like listen. A lot of times too. What I'll do is I will put the lowest tip in until you give me the food, because see, a lot of times it's like it's all about how you give me my food too, of how much you're getting tipped. A lot of people are like, well, they're driving, it's okay. They picked it up and they brought it to me, but if you throw it at me and act like an asshole, then I'm not going to give you the biggest tip, or I'm not going to give you nothing at all.
Right.
So it depends on how you give it to. Like, I've had Ubers where I'm like, I'll be at the door and they're like across the street, like I'm here. I'm like, okay, I'm at the door, and it's like, and they'll just sit there, and I'm like, I'm not walking all the way across the street.
Right.
At least get out the car. I'm not going to meet you in this like it's a drug deal. I'm not going to meet you at the window. You passing my things. Like, at least get out the car and give it to me.
Right.
I don't have a problem meeting you halfway, but halfway.
Halfway.
Not you're down the street, then make me come down.
Leave that door.
I don't like that because I don't put my food in the ground.
Right.
I have a thing about that.
Fine. I think the only reason why I also do that is because oftentimes people will say, especially with my apartment, people will say, oh, we in the parking lot, even though I've started going to the parking lot because it's real confusing to find.
Well, my house is on the street, so I'm fine.
Right. But then I'm like, yeah, you can leave it. I don't mind. Especially if sometimes you have a little table. Like at my parents' house, they have a little table.
See, I don't have nothing outside my house, so I don't like, no. I really hand it to me. Right. Or because sometimes it's been times where you've forgotten like a drink or something. And
True.
It's easier if I walk up to you and get my order. And I'm like, oh, I had an orange soda. You can acknowledge, oh, let me go get out the car. But sometimes you just drop it off and just get in the car and pull off. A lot of them, they're not going to make a U-turn and come back and say, oh, I forgot your soda. They're just going to keep going.
Keep going, right.
You know, so, or if they forgot it at the store, they can let me know while they're there, oh, I forgot it at the store.
Right.
And then I won't put it against them.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. But it's like,
right.
But I was like, you're tipping when you're doing a service and doing a good service. I also, you know, don't shoot the messenger here. I think that at restaurants, if you don't give good service, you don't deserve a tip, and I won't give you a tip. Depending on, like, they're like, but it doesn't matter. Waiters and waitresses do it. So what? If you come to me and have a shitty attitude, and you're not, you know, impressing me here. And I'm not saying impressing me like you got to bend over backwards, but if I call on you, like, hey, excuse me, acknowledge that I'm there. You know, something like that. Or if I ask for something and you walk past me 3 or 4 different times and didn't even acknowledge the fact that I'm standing there, right, we're gonna have a problem,
right. See, so I really just don't know. I don't like when it comes to tipping. It's just I don't know. Like, even if a waiter's having a bad day, I feel like sometimes. I mean, everyone has bad days, and sometimes these waiters are so overworked, and it's just like. I would feel bad just because they may be a little grumpy to not give them any tip. But then again, it is a service field, so you do have to have, like, you know, your best foot forward.
You go into the field of hospitality,
right?
So you have to show that, and like, you know, this coming from someone who I worked in food, I worked in retail,
right?
I could be having the worst day possible, but I know in my head that I'm like, you can't let someone else see it. So like, I can go back in we people who know, you know, working in retail, I can go back in the freezer and scream obscenities as loud as I need to. Come back out and be like, "Hi guys, so would you like some more spaghetti?"
The freezer was always a nice reboot place. Like, I've been in Jerry's, like, for some reason, just being the
retail. You know that,
right? Like, Tyra, why you taking 30 minutes to get that pint of ice cream? Like, I don't know. It's just
the amount of times that I've been working retail, and I used to work with my friend Nick, and we worked at the camp. I would be like going to like the dry stock to get something, and I would just hear Nick just screaming, just every FBA word that you can think of, calling someone everything except for a child of God. He comes out of him, you good? He's like, yeah, sure, I'm good. Because you never let them show. Like, even when I worked at camp, when I worked at that summer camp, I could be having a worst day, but you never let the kids see it. Or even if you're working with food, you never let them see. Like, when I did catering, you know, there would be days where I was working with someone who I utterly hated, and I could go in the back in the kitchen, and we could be in there just cursing each other out. Just, you know, I would just hate this person, but in that moment, you don't let that person see you get to that point. So I don't understand why now, like, you know, I mean, everyone has their own little bad day, but it's like, if you come out to the table and be like, what do you want? It's like, nothing. I don't want anything from you, because you need to go back and fix that attitude. Come back. Right. So my thing is like, it's, again, also, not anyone else's fault. It's the company's fault. So why you're not getting paid? So don't be mad at me, okay? Yeah, that's because you should be getting paid enough to live off of your pay. Your pay,
right? Not tips.
So
tips should be
no offense, like it's above us. It's above us.
It's above us.
It's above me.
Yeah,
now.
Because, you know, some people always be like, you know, they get like annoyed with some people if they don't tip well, or like. That is just so ratchet to not tip well. But I'm like, but then again, like, we have to acknowledge that there are some people out here who are of lower income, and if they go to a restaurant that's a little bit more pricey, maybe they really only have money for their food and only a couple extra dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you know the argument to that is, if you can't afford to tip, you sit and go. You know what? And you should shut up.
Right? I don't agree with that.
Just because I can't give a $25 tip don't mean I should not be able to go out and get some steak.
Right. Yeah, and I'm like, that's not the point of going out, is tipping. Now, if you about to dine and dash, then I think just stay home. But if they paying for their food, that's the only thing someone is required to do, is to pay.
Not to dine and dash.
Is pay
but
for their
true.
food.
I know what you mean. But yeah. So it's like, I don't know, it's like, it's not my thing that, like, you're not getting paid enough. But, like, it should be someone else's, you know, whatever company, Applebee's or whatever, should be paying their employees enough to live off that wage, and tip should only be just like a little tip, a little bonus, like what a tip is, a little bonus. To be like, oh yeah, you know, your service was so good that we'll give you a little extra money.
Right.
But if you come to the table and you don't have a good attitude or you don't have good rapport with us, and I'm easy when it comes to working with people. You don't have to really say much to me, and I'm fine with it.
Right.
Just like with Uber, it's like I can get an Uber right now, and we can say nothing for a 45-minute ride, and I get off and I'm like, 5 stars, amazing.
Right. Right.
Because I don't need it. I'm not asking you to go above and beyond. I'm not saying that you got to do a death drop or a dip, and you give me my spinach dip. It's like spinach dip, and like drop it. You're not doing
not spinach dip.
Like I'm not asking for this Disney Channel. Service. I'm just saying, just come to me respectfully. Right. Acknowledge that we're sitting there. And also, some things I've also seen too with working with catering and stuff like that. There are waiters and waitresses who will judge someone straight off of what they come in looking like. Right. And they also, act that way too. And I feel like when you have that mindset, you shouldn't get tipped well, because some people think, it's a black family, watch, they're not going to tip well, or Hispanics, they're not going to tip well, and then you're going to act according to the fact that they're not, in your mind, they're not going to tip well. Right. So know what? No, I'm not going to tip well. Right. I'm going to give it to somebody else. I'm going to another waiter. I'm like, oh, you know what? You did a good job, sir. Here's $100.
Here you go.
Not this one. Boo. She sucks. Like.
Right.
But I think when it comes to tipping, yes, you should tip, but I feel like tipping should not be your personality. Right. And I'm sorry, if you're going out with friends and you're tipping, just let the person tip whatever they're going to tip. Okay. Right. We're not about to do this whole, it's 20% per the table, and we're not separating. We're not doing all that. Right. Okay.
Everyone tip what you want to tip. Because it's going to add, if you're going out with 10 people, it's going to be a nice tip regardless.
If everybody give $1, you get a $10 tip.
Right. So it's like, and most people are going to give a few dollars. So that's a little nice, probably $30 tip most likely.
Yeah, so my final thoughts, Basil's final thoughts, very original. Tip if you can. If you can't, don't feel bad about it.
Right. And I think that's a good time to take a small break.
I guess so.
For our promo. At last, our sponsorship has come along via the Anchor app. That was a harsh transition.
That was horrible. That was good though.
That was
vocals.
That was Grammy level. But I'm submitting for the Grammys.
Let's not go crazy. Anyway, This week's episode is sponsored by the Anchor app. Tyrone, what's the Anchor app?
The Anchor app is a free podcasting app where you can get up there and make your own podcast, share your thoughts and opinions, and share it to the world.
Only for iPhones?
No, for Androids too.
Wow. Oh my God. And how much does it cost? It's probably really expensive.
You would think, but it's free. And you know what that means? Makes a perfect gift for someone.
Oh, yes. Give Grandma a podcast for Christmas. Right. Or New Year's.
Let's talk about your New Year's resolutions on the Anchor app and get
podcasting.
All right, now back to the show. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our Grammy level promo performance.
Let's not talk about it.
Okay, let's get past it. But anyway, since we were referring to it's our New Year's episode, let's talk New Year's resolutions. Woo! Now, Basil, what is your New Year's resolution? Now, break the mic. And then our New Year's resolution to get a new microphone that sit up straight.
See, we're not recording this. No one saw that. No one saw that. You didn't have to do that. My New Year's resolution. Hold on, let me get my script out.
Here we go.
I don't know if I have a New Year's resolution per se.
Okay.
Every New Year's resolution, eat healthier.
Yeah, the typical.
Try to go to the gym more often.
Right.
I have a couple of insider resolutions that I'll talk to you about after the podcast, but applying to different things, making it to the second round of certain things, and I don't know why I applied to these things, but we'll talk about that after the podcast.
Oh, I was like, okay.
This is more recent, but we'll talk about that after the podcast. This comes when you start applying to anything and everything. I'll tell you later.
Not to apply to my big Greek white inside reality show Prophet.
And we'll be on a 90 Day Fiance. But yeah, putting my resolution really is to get more active on my social medias, YouTube, YouTube.com/The Puff, and on my Instagram account at Instagram.com/The Puff. Put a little @ at The Puff.
Right.
I'm trying to get more active into that.
Right.
Putting myself out there more and applying to different little things. So I think my 2022, I want to just kind of get out there more.
Yeah, I like that.
How about you?
I think so. Of course, the typical eat healthy. I'm trying to abs by May is my goal for graduation and birthday and trip.
It should be graduation. But okay.
Well, I mean, okay, that's also I was going to get into that. Like, of course, finishing up law school, which I should be done in May. So of course that's a part. Well, I don't know. I guess that's a part of your resolution, or I guess continue to just do what you're supposed to do. But anyway, I think my goals is to I feel like this past year I have put in work in certain things that I think my career trajectory and what I want for my career has come more into focus for me as far as things that I could see myself doing with either law, but also real estate, kind of an over entrepreneurial type stuff. A lot of how I see my career going has come more into focus. So I think 2022, I would just really want to try to take certain things to the next level. A lot of people have been saying I post a lot on TikTok. I have made some headway in TikTok, but I think, like you said, kind of just going that extra level. Okay, now really creating a content schedule. Not having those periods where I fall off for a week and stuff like that. And really, okay, my ideas for certain businesses. Okay, let's start making this concrete now that I'm going to be actually graduating and stuff like that. So I think for me, 2022 is the year of next level. I want to take the things that I've been doing and actually solidify them into the next level.
Okay.
Yeah. And hopefully moving. We're not going to talk about that?
No. But, so, in general, let's say with the whole resolution thing, do you like having New Year's resolutions? Because I don't. Because puts a lot of... You talk, and then I'll... Yeah.
I get what you're saying. For one, I was talking about one specifically, weight loss. A lot of times when people have weight loss, New Year's resolution, it kind of sets them up for failure because they try to do... Anyway,
destroy me.
I'm talking specifically about you. Anyway, everybody. I feel like that's everyone. Even the people who be opposed be talking about. I want to get fit for the new. First of all, lose what? What do you mean want to get muscle?
Body shaming.
Anyway, what I'm saying is they don't have any fat to lose, so they. Babe,
body shaming.
If someone is a size 00 and have a 0% fat index, they don't have any fat to lose. They could probably want to
build muscle.
That's what I said. Tone up. I just said that. I said maybe you want to tone up. But not
say goodbye to that TikTok career.
Anyway, goodbye. Because everybody heard what I said.
I got this recorded.
Okay.
Put this audio in the TikTok.
See, it be the haters that try to bring down your...
Don't put a sound on. Hush. Good night.
Bring down your shine. The mouse got stuck. I couldn't hit it fast enough.
Good. Thank you.
I don't know which one to use.
None of them.
I don't know. I just want to use that. I just like that one. But anyway, no, but seriously, what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought.
You were just being really body shaming, but keep going.
Shut up. Anyway, I said even everybody has some sort of fitness goal.
Yeah.
Either whether you want to lose weight, gain muscle. But I think a lot of people hit a wall with that because, like you said, it's too much pressure. And then a lot of people think that they're going to be able to change their habits right away.
When it first starts, it's oh no.
It's you've been eating so much crazy stuff. You eat cakes and sugar every single day. So then you're going to be okay, starting January 1st, I'm only eating lettuce and drinking water. That's not going to work. Right? So it's about doing everything in moderation and setting obtainable goals. So think of it as my 2022 goal, not resolutions, because I feel like resolutions already have this connotation that it's going to last only in January. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because you see I went, we went to college for 4 years. You saw every time you came back for the next semester, everybody was in the school gym. And doing it, going off. You couldn't even find I can't find not one elliptical.
Right.
And then 3 weeks later, every elliptical is empty.
Near the dining hall packed again.
Everybody going to Waffle Wednesdays.
Right.
After everybody said it, I'm not eating anything fat anymore. And it's like, yeah, go ahead, friend.
Right.
I think definitely the New Year's resolutions definitely set you up for failure to an extent.
Right.
And also because a lot of times people, since you put such a harsh stop and harsh start, like for me, like, I mean, I'm already working on what I want to do for 2022. Right. You know, I'm already on that goal, but it's like, okay, in 2022, I want to kind of keep going. So I already have a plan of let's just keep going with this thing. But a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to do this one thing starting on the first.
Right.
And so then when the first happens and you don't do it the first day, it's like, oh, either I'm going to give up, I'm going to feel bad about myself, or something like that. So I mean, I don't particularly care to have a resolution, but in my mind, I'm like, you know, this is what I want to accomplish this year. Right. But I also really don't like people who have the resolutions things. It's like, because you're going to keep hearing about it. We're going to keep hearing about it, and we're going to keep seeing you not do it.
I'm sorry. I just thought of one resolution that I hate what I see every year.
Which one? Fake friends or something?
Yeah. 2022, I'm clearing my friend list. If you not for me, it's gone. I'm sick of the drama. Like, every 2022. First of all, they be the main ones starting. The ones who say they be the main ones starting the drama. So I'm like, you need to be removing yourself from many people's friend list. That's my you just see it they tell you don't see that every single year.
You know, and I think that people just do that for attention.
Yeah.
I mean, people do that all the time for attention. Like, people who do that thing where it's like, they want to put like a thing, I'm going to put this poll up and react to it or tell me something, or you can take off my friends list and take me off because I'm not going to respond.
Right.
You know, it's like, this is stupid. I'm not going to do this with you.
Right.
But yeah, I think a lot of it's for attention. You know, a lot of it, you know, that's like those memes you see when it's like, if your friends aren't talking about stocks and bonds, and it's like, get them out your circle. I'm like, no, none of my friends talk about stocks and bonds.
And the person who wrote
nobody
talking
about stocks and bonds.
They be
we don't even talk about stocks and bonds. Like, get the hell out of it. Yeah, let's go. All we're gonna talk about is Bitcoin and stocks and bonds all day. Boring. No, thank you. So like, hush. So I think a lot of times people use a New Year's resolution to be messy and be petty, and it's like,
right.
What are you trying to do here? You know, a lot of it is like, it just comes off weird. Right. Like, I think if you're doing something to better yourself, then go ahead and better yourself. So you might want to say, yeah, my resolution is, you know, just keep on pushing X, Y, and Z. But don't use it as to be a weird, like, tool of pettiness. Like, well, I'm going to do this.
Like, you're starting your New Year's with pettiness.
It's like, oh, child, please.
But you know what New Year's resolution I wish people would have?
Oh, no. What?
I want them to start changing their mindset, especially when it comes to dating.
Oh no! Wow.
Gender rules, a lot of stuff.
No, what are we talking about?
I saw this post.
Oh no!
Where this man was out for dinner. They were at a fancy restaurant with his girlfriend.
Fast food.
Fast food. They were out at McDonald's.
Not at the Wendy's.
But no, they were at like a restaurant. Him and his girlfriend, or may have been his wife. But so at one point they bring over a little box, and you know how you have those new boxes when you open and stuff fly out of it and stuff like that. So,
which my New Year's resolution is to get somebody to do that for me. But one of these days.
Right, but so she got him one of the boxes and the stuff flew out and it was like candy in there. But mind you, in the video, we can't even really see what other things were in there. Mm-hmm. But his face just looked very unimpressed and like very unappreciative. So then, of course, it was like a big debate in the comments. And some people, people were like, why is he acting so unappreciative? Like, even if it is just candy or something, like, it's a nice gesture. It's the thought that count. But then, you had some people in there. Of course he gonna look like that. You buy a grown man a treat box. That's a Tuesday gift, not a birthday gift. Like, what? Who said?
First of all, this said by people who don't have a man, nor a Tuesday gift. Nor a Wednesday gift, a Thursday gift, nor a Friday gift, nor a weekend gift. So once you get a man to give you a weekend gift, hush.
Or once you get in a relationship, period. But it's just like, and then it's like, first of all, maybe she paid for that whole dinner that they're on. Like, and that's expensive, and that was just a little extra treat.
Also, we don't know these people.
Right. Oh, and the comment that made me the maddest, this man, go ahead and to say, talking about, but y'all gotta understand why he mad. All the stuff he buy for her and do for her. I'm like, sir, you don't know this man. This man can be a bum. Like, this man...
Like, you know him personally?
Right. Like, that made me so mad. But that was, like, a show of, like, crazy sexism for me. Because, like, you're gonna automatically expect that this man be, like, treating her to lavish things all the time and stuff like that. Like, how do you know that?
Yeah,
like,
nobody knows. We don't know what's going on in their relationship. Like, she could be a doctor, he could be a McDonald's worker.
Right.
Like, who knows?
That's what...
Also, I don't know what video you're talking about, so I'll look it up later.
Right.
But in general, somebody did something nice for you.
It's a
put a smile on your face.
Right.
Big bitch.
No, and then and then just in general nowadays, it's like people's values for relationships are so screwed up. Like, they think of, like, first of all, they put so much materialistic.
Ooh.
Like all the girl, if he not buying you a Birkin, don't be with. First of all, girl. First, you probably don't even know how to spell Birkin.
Ooh.
You've never seen a Birkin a day in your life.
Ooh.
Anyone you date is not buying you a Birkin. And then what, you want to get that Birkin and walk down 52nd Street and get robbed? Like, I'm so
wait a
confused.
minute.
No, it really it's like, it pisses me off so much because they put so much emphasis on material things. Okay, you have a guy,
not even
or
material
a woman that,
things though. They put them
stupid things.
They put it on things that they've seen on TV, and that's what bothers me.
That they think they gets them attention.
You see what Chris Brown gave Jada Kiss? I don't know. Jada Chivas? I don't know who these people are.
Jada Chivas?
I don't know.
What?
Like, you see some gift that Chris Brown gave Karuchi, and it's like, that's what a man does. Chris Brown he can buy Karuchi Africa if he wanted to. Okay? He can buy her an island.
Right.
Y'all not buying nobody island. So
Right.
buy what your partner wants you to buy. But stop trying to get these ideas off of what Omarion and Chris Brown and Tyler Perry gave to their significant others, because they're not on the same level. Y'all not on the same level.
And then it's just like, it's all of these social media, like, the first thing people think when they get in a relationship, it's not, oh, do I love this person? Is this the right person for me? The first thing they thinking is, oh, we gonna go on a couples trip and we about to go do the X, Y, and Z, and now I can post on Instagram, and now I'm about to show off how my girl look, or I'm about to show off how my guy, like, do you like the person? Is the person nice to you? Like, this person is spoiling you, but then you're crying every night because they are cheating on you or doing X, Y, and Z things, because you're putting the wrong emphasis. It's not that important. And, like, just because someone may not have the money to... I remember Adrienne Balon did this great example of it. And she was like, you could be with someone and for your birthday they give you $25. And then you see someone else, you were dating someone else, and they gave you $1,000. So in your head, you be like, oh, the person, they gave me $1,000. They care more about it. But she was like, what you don't know is the person who gave you the $25, that was their last $25 in their pocket, and they were willing to give it to you. The person who gave you $1,000, a millionaire, and they were just being cheap. They could care less about you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's not about the quantity or how much it is, about the effort and the emotions behind it.
Yeah, I could be, and like for me, in a relationship, I'm cheaper. So like, if I mention something that I'm looking at, and you get that for me, that is fine for me, because like, listen, we were just talking about Christmas gifts now. I said all I want is essential oils, because I just got a diffuser, and I don't got no essential oils for it. I don't know why I decided not to buy essential oils.
I was about a diffuser with
I
no
bought it
oils.
for no oils. I got a diffuser. So if I was dating someone, or just someone in general, like, heard me talking about it and got me like some oils, I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I needed.
Right.
Because sometimes like people go above and beyond to get something, like, I didn't ask for this. So sometimes it's like don't do what you saw them do on Instagram.
Right.
Do what your partner wants you to do.
Exactly.
Because I mean, for me, you can pay my rent for a month, and I'd be like, oh, that was the best gift ever.
Right.
Or you paid the water bill, the gas bill, you paid all the bills maybe that month. That's a gift for me.
Yeah.
I came back. You bought Pepper's cat litter for 3 months.
Right.
Great for me.
Right.
Like, little gifts like that that's personally what I find to be more, better for me, versus than like you keep coming. It's like, oh, thank you for another Pandora bracelet. Oh. Right. I have enough of these.
Right.
I don't need one every year. Like,
right. And it's just like, that's why I said it's about the thought that's put. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with expensive gifts. It's not, but that shouldn't be what you feel like values, like, your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always the thought that counts and stuff like that. And it's just like, I don't know. It makes me. It just bothers me.
Even like, it's funny enough, I was talking to my mom about this, because we were talking about like just gifts in general. Cause we were saying like what I want to get my grandma for Christmas and stuff like that.
Right.
And even like for my mom's birthday, like her birthday, I got her earring tree. You know, you
Oh,
think you
that's
put your
cool,
earrings
yeah,
on
with the- right.
because I know she had mentioned this. See, I always go off like that when people. I don't.
Hope she don't watch this. You done spoiled the gift.
For her birthday. Her birthday was.
Oh, you said her
last
birthday.
month.
I thought you said Christmas.
Birthday was last month. Christmas.
okay.
I already talked about her. Nobody got nothing for Christmas. Nobody got nothing for Christmas.
Let me stop.
Hush. But no, like for her birthday, because she had mentioned it, and I would do that. Like I'm the kind of person that I will listen to you throughout the year,
right?
And when you say certain little things or you like mention something, then that's what I'll kind of go for,
right?
You know, I'm like, oh, I know what you want for Christmas because I heard you talking about it,
right?
Randomly, and I'm like, okay, boom, I know what you get you. But I don't know. I think you just listen to what the person's saying and what they're asking you for, because there's a lot of times you think that you're doing these big extravagant things, and it's like that's not what they ask for,
right?
You know, and. When someone's giving you something you don't care for, at least act, especially if we're in public,
right?
Because let me tell you something. If I give you something in public,
right?
Oh, I'm taking it back.
Oh, give me that. Give me them candies.
Yeah, Neil, give them back. I saw this. This is not a good meme, but it's like it's talking about like proposing in public, and it's like if I get on my knee to propose to you and you say no, this uppercut is going to be strong from the ground. Don't play with me in public. You better put a smile on your face and be happy.
Professional boxer.
Because you better put a smile on your face.
But first of all, that's why people shouldn't be having public proposals unless you already talked about marriage. These people who be
let me tell you something.
Out of the blue.
Let me tell you something, because you already know how we talk about marriage, and I want to be proposed to, and I also want to propose.
Right.
So I want to do both. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this because let me say, I'm not gonna do all this for you to say no. Because let me say, if I drove you there, guess what? You got to get home in an Uber.
Right.
When you show up to the left, everything you owns in a box to the left, you're getting out.
The reason why for that special person that Basil talking to right now is a proposal coming. Say that.
I'm scared.
You know what I'm talking about.
No. Get out of my face.
Moving in.
Get out of my face. We're not talking about this in the podcast. We're not doing this.
I'm cracking up. Oh my god.
Hell.
Oh my god.
I wish.
Oh, that is another thing I want to talk about. Not for this podcast. We could probably save it for another podcast.
Oh no.
The whole women proposing to men type thing. I mean, we do have time, but I feel like I didn't want it to derail. I mean, guess we could, but because I had something else. I guess I had another idea for something we could do New Year's related. But no, you want to talk about that?
I mean, we have time.
Yeah,
I do have a little rant, but I mean, it's not even a rant. It's just a laughing at somebody. So,
all right,
go ahead.
All right. Well, let's skip. Let's save it for the next. We'll save it for the next episode.
Okay, next time.
All right, but going into 2022, I already said kind of something like that, but. Is there anything you want to see change? Like something? Do you ever watch the show The Real when they do tap out? Like something that's going to tap out?
Oh,
what do you want? What do you want to be tapped out?
You know what I want to tap? Let me tap this out. Bing bong, tap that the hell out. Tap it out. Tap it out.
No, that's mine.
Tap it out.
You see these dogs in your front yard?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
You know, upstairs I'm going hard.
Yeah, okay.
Bing bong.
I cannot stand it.
Ariana Grande, mama. Come on. Come over here and take a spin on the cyclone.
Y'all took this, and it is taking my whole being.
Why? We've had
it's
first of all,
not
me
funny.
And Basil
it is funny for the first 5 seconds.
Me and Basil have had this conversation before in the past about certain trends. He tends to get very upset when he feels like trends are getting used a lot. But then I'll be like, what is the harm in it? Like,
because when Target starts using Bing Bong, it's over.
They use Bing Bong?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, how about this?
I'm saying, but when Fashion Nova probably used it already. But I think it was funny in the beginning. It just became a whole bunch of different remixes to it. And now I don't want to see an email from Target.com. Bing Bong, new deals coming in today. Now it's over.
But why is it the harm in that?
I think it's
just people. I'd rather see stuff like this than negativity being spread. If it's something that makes collectively people in society,
I know it's funny. It's funny for a little while, but I think it's over.
No,
okay?
It's not over. It just started too.
No.
It just started last week.
You know what? Just like y'all gave Gorilla Glue Girl that month, and she tried to come back with this new song. You know what happened? Flop. This Bing Bong thing needs to flop.
Well, first of all, because you had to have action. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, but it's not. First of all, Bing Bong just literally started last week. Or the week before last.
No, it's been a month.
No, it has not been. Bing Bong has not been a month.
Anyway, what do you want to tap out this year?
What I want to tap out
next.
Anyway,
what I want to tap out this. That's gonna be the sound of your head going against the ground. Bang bang. That's gonna be your head against this table. Don't play.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Anyway,
Tyrone, let me tell you that when the podcast is over,
what?
meet me outside.
Okay.
Okay.
How about that? That's the sound effect I want.
No.
I want that sound effect.
Anyway, what are you tapping out? Please tap
Okay.
something out.
What
before
I
tap
want
you.
to tap
Whoa.
out is... What'd you say?
Nothing. You'll hear it later.
I'm confused what you say. Anyway, what I want to tap out for 2022, I think, are debates. But not in this sense. Okay, let me explain a little further. I feel like we have gotten in this country so, like, polar, or maybe, how about this? Not tap out debates, but more conversations that are actually productive. I feel like we have gotten in this country so divisive on certain issues. For example, the coronavirus vaccine. We have gotten to a point in this country where certain things are like, it's almost like, I personally feel like we could agree on things, but now people are just disagreeing to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has become a thing where it's
So
like,
playing devil's advocate, are you tired of that? Is what you're trying to say?
no, but what I'm saying is, like, this whole vaccine thing, I feel like it has gotten to a point where people just feel a certain type of way, so they're shutting down any sort of productive leeway. So pretty much what I'm saying is, at the beginning you may have not wanted the vaccine, and then it was like you're continually not wanting the vaccine, probably not because of really any continued concern, but just because we feel like that's the position we took, so I just gotta, that's mine, I'm gonna stick by it, like, type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining this right. So it's like, okay, at the beginning, a lot of people are like, I'm not taking that junk, like, all this random stuff. We don't know how it affects people, blah, blah, blah. It's not even approved. But now we're at a point where probably almost 1 billion people have gotten it almost a year ago and are perfectly fine, and it's FDA approved. So now it's like, okay, what is your further? And you know, so, and it's kind of gotten to a point where it's like, sometimes maybe we want to avoid debate so much that we be like, okay, they just don't want to get it, I don't care. Oh, they want to get it, I don't care. Which is fine, like, because like, you can accept people decision. But I feel like certain topics in the world are too important to just kind of be like, agree to disagree. Because I feel like if we actually had productive conversations, we could come to an answer. Because like with this coronavirus thing, if we keep staying split like this, it's just going to constantly be a mess, and we're just going to be dealing with coronavirus forever, and it's always going to be an issue where people are debating about, versus if we be like, okay, oh, I don't want the vaccine, but let me actually sit and talk with somebody who wants the vaccine, or I want the vaccine, but you don't want to. Let me actually sit and talk and have a productive conversation so we can actually see what's the best solution. Because I feel like we don't come up with solutions in this country anymore. We just, it's wrong, it's right, it's wrong, it's right, and then boom, and it's just done. Like, and stuff is still an issue.
Well, I mean,
but
you think back, like, I mean, because you are going to get those people who are not going to, they're not going to take your side whether you talk about it or not,
Right.
and vice versa.
But that's the thing; it's not about taking sides.
I mean, like, if someone's dead set on not getting the vaccine,
Right,
and they know they're not going to get it, I mean, having a conversation with them is talking to a brick wall, because in the end of the day, they're like, okay, cool,
right,
I'm not getting it. And
right.
someone who
And
already got, someone who's already getting it is like, oh, I'm getting it regardless. So whatever you're talking about,
right?
So I don't, you know.
Yeah, and I think, but I guess that's what I guess the brick wallness of the world is what's like kind of irritating me. It's like we have gotten to the point where, and which is probably a good thing. Like we accept everyone's opinions and things like that, because everyone should have the right to their own opinion. But in the midst of that, I feel like we have forgone like actually having a flexible mindset and like actually accepting being challenged or a certain thing. Well, not even challenged, but like accepting the opposing point of view and really like parsing out, okay, you know what, you may actually have a point, and maybe I didn't think of this, but I still, or let me explain this, I still feel uncomfortable.
See, I think that's a personality trait. Right. You're not going to change someone's personality.
And that's what it's annoying. But I don't know. But like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, and you know, we're going to talk about that on another episode. You know how I feel about the opinions versus fact debacle.
All
which I
right,
feel like-
thank you guys so much for listening. Before we go, I do have to shout out, even though I don't care for him that much, but this is funny as ever. Saucy Santana dragged Nunchin. I'm sorry.
Who Nunchin?
Sorry, Natalie Nunn. I'm sorry. For trying to be a celebrity, and she is nothing of the sort. She's an old maiden type of woman.
Anyway, goodbye.
But nope, again, follow us on Instagram and on YouTube. Leave us some comments. DM us for more sponsorships.
Give us ideas for topics.
Yes, comment your ideas. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. Bye.
Shut it off.